Hey, see, Russ, how's it going today, brother?
My man, what's happening with it, Belu? We chilling, bro. Welcome back to another episode of Gurus of the Game. I am your host. Take over, Russ.
And I'm LeBron Burnett checking in from Arizona, fresh back from Vegas, man. Checking out some great hoops in Border League, top high school tournament. Man, got to really see some up and coming talent and some already very established talent as well.
You was out there in the mix, man. They had them games all over ESPN. They had them playing in the bars. I'm about the homie's house. He had the game on. I said, okay, my home, I got you guys
No,
out there.
baller TV, all that, man. All the great studs was playing, man, from top to bottom, though, man. So it was my first time going. So I was excited
hmm
to check out. I was dealing with a prep school. I've been scouting for the Academy of Phoenix. Let's shout out those guys. They played pretty good. So it was good to see that. Shout out the homie Bree at Bella Vista. They played pretty well as well.
Shout out, I think Prolific Preppers out there was.
Yeah, Prolific was out there. All the top teams, man. Any team you can name that got any type of motion, they made their way out there to play on that platform.
How
You
many
know what
how,
I
how
mean?
many years that's been going on?
Prolific been around for a minute.
I'm talking about the tournament, the Border League.
The turn I couldn't tell you that specifically. I want to say at least the last 5 years. It's
Okay,
kind
yeah,
of
that got to be
been
something new,
yeah, it's fairly new, but
fairly new.
very established. Very established. Very
I seen they
established.
had Trevor Ariza's son out there.
Yeah, exactly. So Breeden played against I want to say Bosco. We'll bring Black Trey on and then he could kind of confirm that for us. But yeah, they was
Yeah.
playing against Trevor Ariza's son, and then they got the other kid, I want to say Cameron Collins. That's real top ranked as well though. But we actually ended up beating them. So that was a big win for me and my people. So that was definitely a good game though. Highly televised and highly touted.
Man, no, that's fire. Slowly but surely, man, as basketball season starts to roll itself out, the gurus will definitely be in the mix, man. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So we excited, man. I got one of my dear friend of mine. Go co-host with us, and then we got definitely a special guest, and from my hometown. One of the pioneers of the basketball circuit. From AAU and high school basketball. So let's
Yeah,
get
definitely something new we doing tonight on a Monday. Double lineup. You know what I'm saying? We got a double header. You feel me? So, Jerry Smith would definitely be a nice way to end the show. But to begin it, man, I think we got one of your guys coming straight from the West Coast, my side of town, man.
Yeah, man. We got Trevon Edwards, representing straight out of Compton. Dear
hmm
friend of mine. Played with him in college, played against him in college, and he's been doing this thing in the content space, and so it's definitely gonna be a pleasure to have him and bring him on and chop it up with sports and go over, just what's been going on, the whole landscape of the sports entertainment, overall.
For sure. Without further ado, the homie Trayvon Edwards, aka Black Trey. Let's give it up, man. Let's give
What's
it
up,
up, man.
y'all,
What's
man?
up,
What's
man?
going
Long time
on,
coming, man.
man?
Long time coming, Black Trey.
Oh
Yeah,
man, appreciate y'all having me on.
no, definitely. So I just wanted to clarify with him the name of the Trevor Regional Squad. That school is it called Bosco?
St. John Bosco.
Yeah, St. John
It's
Bosco. I
in
knew I was
Bellflower, California.
okay. Yeah, man. But we had a chance to check those guys out. We actually beat up on them pretty bad. Nah, nah.
Who ended up winning that?
Bella Vista won. I was representing Seattle Bella Vista. One of my high school teammates, good friends, coach over there, and then we got a kid that's playing. So that was a good matchup for us, though.
Yeah, that's fire. That's fire. Black Trey, man, if you don't mind, man, introduce yourself to the people. Let them know how long you've been in the space for.
Man, I'm Trevon Edwards, man, aka Black Trey, whatever you want to call me. I'm just a man. I've been knowing LeBron since he was 17 years old. But overall, man, I just, I do my thing, man. I don't know how to put a label on myself. I consider myself just a creative. Just getting my ideas out, but fortunate to be on this platform and talk some game with y'all.
Yeah, man, definitely a jack of all trades, man. I reach out to Black Trey for music and fashion, a whole lot of other stuff though. But we probably gonna keep it a lot, more basketball tonight. Definitely with our guest Jerry, and just go over the high school basketball circuit, just from the basketball phenom era. I want to touch on that because Jerry was definitely prevalent and present during that time. And then with C Russ being from Seattle, one of his high school teammates, his twin, his little brother,
Hmm.
Terrence Williams, played along with Jerry as well, though. So I feel like we got good mutual, interest basketball, knowledge all on the same place right now, on the same platform.
Yeah, no doubt.
But before we bring on the homie, man, I just kind of wanted to get some clarification on some things. Did we all see the new LeBron James little video?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, I've heard about it. I've heard about it. I don't believe him.
It's a great ad. And go play some
Yeah,
money if you want to.
yeah, great clickbait because I
Let's go
just
ahead. Let's go
feel
ahead and give it a spin real quick. Let me see if we can see it. Hold on. Let me see. I had guys texting me, uh, man, I'm gonna cry if he retire.
I know a lot of guys that's gonna take that. They might not watch the NBA. They might, but in my personal opinion, I'm gonna go see his son play Iowa State versus U of A out in Tucson. I don't think he's gonna retire. I think he's gonna at least bully
It's
that.
Amazon Prime ad, man.
I
Yeah,
think he's gonna play
get
with.
some
I think he's
rest.
gonna play with
Get some
Bryce.
get some rest, man. It's Amazon Prime Day tomorrow. He has a deal with Amazon Prime.
Okay, makes a lot of sense.
Let's keep it
Hey,
moving.
good
Just
cap
wasted.
though. Great cap though.
I
Great
mean,
cap, man.
he just raised the ticket price for no reason. Unfortunate.
Great
Just
salesman. You
he
know
a
something's
Capricorn
coming.
like me though, man. He a attention whore. He all right.
You're a Capricorn too.
Capricorn.
What's your birthday?
January 10th.
Nice, nice. I'm December 24th.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, you on the bronze side, man. He December 30th.
You be stealing my
Yeah.
outfits on Christmas too. We'll get to that at a later time. But with the hoop season coming up, man, we got to go to the too early picks. You know what I'm saying? This won't be the last time we had the homie Black Trey on. So too early. Who you got coming out the west? Who you got coming out the east? Too early
Man,
picks. Let's get it.
don't quote me on this, man. Again, I hate predictions before Christmas, but
Right.
um I would say for the West, I really like I don't want to be cliche and say Houston, but I really like Houston. Um
Not mad at that at all.
nah, it's a popular pick though. I
Hmm
mean, it all
I mean, I
there,
mean, for you personally, but Houston is not like a.
but
I would go
I
Dallas. Me
wouldn't
personally, I would
choose
go Dallas. I would go Dallas.
I wouldn't choose it off the rip of that. Like
Hmm
I would probably pick another team just off personal relationships. Um from the East, I really like what New York's doing.
Man, I'm glad you said that because that's my pick. That's my pick. I'm a big Carl Anthony Towns fan though, but I feel like with our Bucks hasn't really shown me enough for me to just bet all in on them. I hate to say that, being a Milwaukee
Oh, they
native,
good. They gonna always stay in the mix, but I think
and
it's just a little challenging, man. You got to fill that team up. Anytime you get a new team, and the Lakers shown it, right? Especially when you don't sign off needs, right? You got to sign off needs. You don't sign off just hot name, right? And usually when you play with LeBron James teams, and it's not a dig at him, he usually, influences a guy to, pretty much, uh, hey, sign this person. And they get there and everybody's getting excited. Like the Marcus Smart, Luka Doncic's agent reached out to Marcus Smart and was like, yo, he wants you to join. And it's like, really? But people are thinking, do you get the Marcus Smart of 3 years ago? Or do you think
mhm,
about Marcus Smart the last 3 seasons?
mhm,
So, and it's hard to play for the Lakers. Like,
mhm.
I've seen some of the best players in the NBA who had coming off career years just, you know what I
Fizzle,
mean? So,
fizzle, fizzle, fizzle.
yeah, so it just ain't that type of place, you know what
I
I
see.
mean?
I feel like Cam Reddish would have lasted a bit longer if he didn't make that Laker jump. I feel like if
Oh,
he had somewhere
100%.
where he get
It's
an
a lot of,
opportunity to play.
yeah, I mean, again, it's a lot of territory. Playing with it's a gift and a curse. If you year 12, year 14, and you really want a ring or a shot at the playoffs and competing, go play with LeBron. But if you're a star on your own, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I ain't gonna deal my life for somebody.
So we got Knicks and Rockets. That's his predictions.
Yeah.
You. What about you, C. Russ? I don't want to keep Jerry waiting too long,
Honestly,
but
you know what? Thunder,
safe,
Thunder,
safe, safe pick,
Thunder.
safe
Just
pick,
nah,
safe
because the
pick.
champs are still the champs. If I gotta go that early, the champs are still the champs until
Okay,
somebody beat them.
okay. I got Knicks and then Dallas. I'm just being biased.
I like Dallas.
And
If you
it
being
would be
biased,
Boston, but Tatum. I'm not betting against no Tatum Achilles right now.
no, me neither. Since we being biased, I'm gonna go Dallas, East Coast. I'm gonna mix it up. I'm gonna go Orlando.
Mm. Paulo Seattle, Seattle guy. See,
Um,
okay, Paulo Seattle guy.
I got him
I
for a
should have.
deep run.
Okay, well I take that back. Scratch Dallas. I'm gonna go Pelicans.
In the West,
Hey, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait, and then I'm gonna touch back on that with Jerry. I want Jerry on for that one. Like
bet
this
we'll
is,
get Jerry on for that.
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
shouts to Loon though. Shouts to Loon. No,
Shouts to
thank you.
Lil Nan Pool. Shouts to Lil Nan Pool.
Oh yeah, I forgot your boy Loon
And
was
then
down there
Jeremiah
doing what he
Fears
was
too. He
doing.
Midwest though. He not too far from us. He brought Rockford area. So Jeremiah Fears too.
Yeah, Pelicans got a squad. I mean, the Houston team's going to be interesting. They do got some size in Houston, so that might hold them over, get them through the rest of the year.
Your loyalty to losing.
But
It's
but
unfortunate.
but Russ, go ahead and get my boy's intro. Let's get him on here, man.
For shit show, without further ado, our guest tonight is a certified bucket, Wisconsin legend, straight out of Tulsa East, where he became the school's all-time leading scorer. Then to Louisville, where he balled out under Coach Rick Pitino, dropped 24 in his college debut, the most ever by a freshman, and finished with over 1,200 career points. He took his game worldwide, 13 years pro, NBA G League, a call to the Brooklyn Nets, then put in the work in Italy, Israel, Germany, Greece, and then Turkey. Now he's back home, pouring to the next generation as a director of player development at the University of Wisconsin, Green Bay. Give it up for my guy, Hooper, vet, coach, and the homie, Jerry Smith. What's up, Jerry? You got your camera on?
There you go.
I appreciate you guys having me, brother.
What's up, Jerry?
Is it on? You got it? You got me?
Yeah, we got you,
Okay.
No,
Jerry. You
no,
got the middle of
you
nowhere,
live, you
man.
live,
What's
you
going
live.
on? I
It's all
appreciate
good.
you guys.
No, definitely, man. Appreciate your time, man.
What's going on?
I didn't want to dig into the
I
Wisconsin
appreciate you guys
basketball
having
aspect without getting you on here first.
me. I appreciate it.
But just to get us kind
Appreciate
of
it.
going, C. Rush, you class of '06 as well, right?
Yeah, I'm 06. I saw Jerry's born same time I was. I saw, damn, we the same age.
Exactly. So I'm
Yep.
'07, and I can tell you, bro, was just like the whole face of '06, brother. Like really pioneered it and carried that whole
Out there in the
basketball
mill.
way. Yeah. Definitely led the way for a lot of guys coming up. As far as like AAU basketball, traveling to all the national tournaments, the whole nine.
Okay. Yeah, that's what's up. I heard easy way to get started out there is the game of 21s, man. 20 I heard 21 is big out there, but since that's the case, man, how'd you really get started? Who put the ball in your hand? That's kind of like to get started around here.
What about my pop? When I was younger, he was coaching, and he was the guy that took a lot of kids to like JUCO camps. And, I used to just ride with him and go to these different basketball camps, and that's kind of how I fell in love with the game.
Which
That's
you
fire.
coach,
Can you hear
Jerry?
me?
Yeah,
Which
we
you
can hear
which
you. Did your dad
which
used
you
to
coach,
play?
Jerry?
I can't hear you. What'd you say?
I said, which JUCOs was y'all you checking out at that age?
He would go to like Jerry Mullins. It was a bunch of different just like camps. He would take guys like Jimmy Foster, Tone Mayfield, T Black. He would take them
Mm,
down to these camps to try to get looks, and
hmm
that's when it like y'all kind of started for me.
And then Black Trey, just to fill y'all in, Terry, that's Terry Black with the Baylor. That's Anthony Black's father. And then
Okay.
back on Black father. So great names,
Yeah.
man. I believe Jim Foster is still coaching at Colorado State right now. And then who was the other
Yeah.
name?
Tone Mayfield played at Purdue.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
another
Tom
kid.
Mayfield. Tom Mayfield. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
dope, bro. That's dope.
Lavelle Felton. I know that's the name you probably remember. LeBron is one of my favorite guards. May he rest in
Man,
peace, but
legendary, man. Lavelle Felton,
rest in
man. That's a
peace.
rest in
That was
peace,
my
man. Rest in
God.
peace, bro. Okay, that's dope, bro. Louisiana Tech.
Louisiana Tech, Steve Forbes.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. As far as style of play and influence, man, definitely inner city. Yeah, Lavelle Felt, man. Let's give him his nine. R.I.P. Appreciate that.
He
That's
from out the
dope.
mill too.
Yeah, legend, bro. Just one of the first guys that just had it as far as like had handle, like a combo guard with handle
Yeah,
and you know with style
yeah,
and charisma, and was
yeah.
like respected in the urban culture. Let's say it like that. Like you know what I mean. Very influential. I could say this. What really put Felton on the perspective on the pedestal for me, Bouye was like that's one of the guys I used to look up at and compare my game to, and I was like, okay. Okay, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because I'm a little younger, so I would be looking up to Boo Wade and those guys. So for Boo to be like, "Hey, this is who I looked at," like just so you know what I mean? I asked Boo about Felton and Dre Valentine. I just like Dre Valentine name, you know what I mean? But he's Dre Valentine actually come hoop with us Black Trey at the Cousin Center a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah, like Jerry
yeah.
Black Trey got ties to Milwaukee, man. He should be up in there with us. He's seen a lot of the basketball landscape. I think you was kind of still doing pro back during those times, though. Like you was kind of, more so on your pro grind. But when he the one kicked in the door, we was do the cousin
Yeah.
runs up there in Milwaukee, and he seen a whole cluster of NBA talent. And you can ask him who he thought was
Nice.
nice. I know one guy that I'm gonna let him say it, but I know one guy that an underrated guy that Black Trade them always point out that they said they liked his game. Though he from your class 206 though, but I'll let Black Trade say what were some of his
Hmm.
guys you liked.
Who from '06 from
No, I
Milwaukee?
mean I'm saying he's '06, but when y'all played at the Cousin Center, it was a couple guys that used to be like, okay, bring him back, don't bring
Bikes.
him back. Bikes would be number one.
Bikes was obviously number one.
Uh huh.
And then I mean, obviously the Marquette guys was obviously coming. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
Vander and Juan Toscano, and I think it was. I mean, Jimmy came for a little bit, but he got Hollywood, and then Avery was decent. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
And this is a place called Cousins.
it's the
Cousin
Bucks.
Center.
It's basically the Bucks training center, like where the practice facility.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? But an old friend at the time played for the Bucks, and you know, I mean, I had access keys, so us living there for the first time, I had never been to Milwaukee. I knew about Milwaukee because I played college basketball with LeBron's brother. So
Mm-hmm.
they always used to tell me about the mill, like you know what I mean, like whether it was a slang or all this other stuff. And I was just in disbelief that it was black people in Milwaukee until I got there. Then I get there, and, you know, it didn't help that I was living in St. Francis, you know what I mean, out in that area. But then I would come to Burleigh to pick them up.
All right.
So, you know what I mean, I was moving and grooving a little bit out that way. And I relied on Bebe. You know what I mean? At that time, I was still pursuing my pro career. So I had Bebe like, you know, have all the local hoopers, you know what I mean, come to the gym just so we can get our game right. You know what I mean? So it was always fun, man. But I wish I could have had a couple more California guys come and play. You know what I mean? I always had to pick the best out of the litter. But you know, Bebe had the keys to invite people. You know what I mean? That
Yeah, I
gave him
bet
a lot of
I
power in
definitely.
that.
Yeah, I definitely had the insight on that though. But Black Trado, I'm gonna let you know the name that you forgot though. Used to always be like, "Hey man, he's a solid player." Bringing back Red Landers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like this game. He was solid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. He used to be like
Yeah.
Red man. He came and
Solid.
played good ball, played defense.
And,
Did
Yeah. Yeah.
everybody in
and you know about
Milwaukee?
that.
And everybody in Milwaukee's to come in. Everybody coming to showcase their one-on-one skills. You know what I mean? But Black Trado was more so on IQ basketball and just good.
Yeah, we first of all, I mean Jerry know them league runs is a little different. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It's a way different. We had a lot of rules. You know what I'm saying? Not we ain't really want that BS ball because at the end of the day, like we was trying to get in shape and play. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't shoot the League 3, you might not even get out there. To be honest, like we ain't switching up no ball. The ball was different. That was the slick ball at that time, where
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like ain't no grip. You know what I'm saying? But it was cool. It was exposing a lot of people to the NBA culture. Free Gatorades and the gum and people seeing what the training facility looked like, you know what I mean? So I think that was a cool experience. But like, yeah, man, we playing quick games till 11. You miss a couple shots, you sitting down, you know what I'm saying? That's probably like 30 people in there, you know what I mean? We playing at 2 o'clock in the morning. So it was a cool little experience though, man. You know what I mean? I was glad I talked to a lot of people from Milwaukee to this day, you know what I mean, off that
Mm-hmm.
interaction. A lot of people thank me for just open. I mean, the city will open their arms to us. You know what I mean? For those 3 years we was there.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I kind of want to take it back to Jerry, your era a little bit, and I kind of want to get how you felt, probably being like one of the you was probably one of the main top faces on the basketball phenoms era though. But how did that feel for you? Like being like, was it a lot of times you the only Wisconsin kid representing as far as for our demographic and stuff like that? Of course, we probably had some tall white boys or some shooters and stuff in the mix though. But as far as being like that black athlete representing Wisconsin like on a national level or at such an early age. Like how did that feel? And like, how did you get into that? Get to that level so soon?
That's exactly what it was, man. I would go to these certain camps. The Nike Elite camp I remember was the first one that was like super mainstream. That was the one that had Lou Will, KD, Kevin Love. There was a picture floating around from that camp, and it was I was a sophomore at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and the guys, the first thing they see this purple jersey with Wisconsin on it, they like who is this cat? Like what you know what I'm saying? Wisconsin. That's the kind of the way it was back then, and like you want to put on for the city. It's a lot of guys back in an area that can hoop, that can really go. So you kind of represent for them as well, and put your name on. That's kind of how it was back then. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't. We didn't have no Instagram. We didn't have no clicks or none of that stuff. So it kind of was just word of mouth and what people were saying. That's what it was. You know.
No, definitely, definitely, definitely. Like, who would you say was like one of the standout guys that you just kind of like, okay, like this like motivated me or like made me like, hey, let me go, hey, get back into my bag and work a little harder. You know what I mean?
Shit, match up with a guy like Lou Williams. You know what I'm saying? On the national stage, you put the top players in the country, you got to bring it. So like anytime I was on the national stage with guys like that, you always try to just come and just go all in, man. Every time.
Wait. Where was this battle at with Lou Will? Because Lou Will, he had, he was a straight, baller's life phenom type of deal.
He said Nike camp. He said
Nike
Nike
camp.
camp.
Yeah,
Nike
it
camp.
was Nike World. Yeah, it was and I'll send you the picture I'm talking about. It was it was basically top took the top 20 guys from the Nike circuit, and they had us all go to the where was this at? It was in Portland. It was in Portland, Oregon, at the Nike World of Sports, and it was man. It was a that was my first time experiencing like NBA scouts being around and like a ton of like tier talent, and out of every single state. Julian Wright, John Shire was there. It was a lot of different guys. I was just really main just
And then just to clarify, like who was your AAU coach at the time?
my pops.
Oh, your pops
I
was
was
coaching
playing for
playground.
Playground, and my pops was
Okay. Okay, dope. That's what's up. That's what's
yeah.
up. Like I remember that whole area, but I mean that whole era, but I didn't know your pops was coaching. That's
That was
dope.
some dark times for LA, man. '06. I mean, we had some talent come out of there. We
Hey,
had
we lost Jerry. I knew we would. I was gonna stop him and tell him, bro, if we can switch rooms because his signal was bad.
oh, okay.
Yeah, we lost.
Okay, he'll probably. I'm gonna message him and tell him to tap in if he want to refresh his signal.
Jerry's been entered. He entered.
Okay, 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 okay.
Can you hear me, guys? It's
Yeah,
it's
we can hear you.
it's a delay. I don't know what's.
Can you
Is
hear us
there any
now?
is there any room you got a better signal in?
I just took it off Wi-Fi, so hopefully it'll
Yeah,
Okay,
work.
it's much smoother
Oh
that way
yeah, it's
anyway.
much smoother now. It's much smoother now. Okay, it probably was just a little mild Wi-Fi buffer though.
we thought you was back
Yeah,
overseas or something, man.
I was gonna say that it was a rough time for California at that time, '06. Because I was just getting ready to finish up at that time. I'm '03. So just coming back and looking back at the players and who was coming out at that time, you had Daniel Hackett and Patrick Christopher and a few couple players, but we didn't have like the litter of players that we usually have. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And '06 is pretty crazy because like obviously you mentioned the KDs of the world. Your recruiting class was with Derek Character, right?
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
DC.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? Like it was some interesting names in that, but I mean Chase Budinger. I mean, we had a few guys, but they wasn't like strictly from LA, you know what I mean? So Deion Thompson went to North Carolina out of Torrance, you know what I mean? It was
I played with Dion.
okay, yeah.
It
So,
was
you know what I
with
mean?
Brand
Them
Twins.
Them was like the local guys of that litter. But overall, man, I just like I remember looking back, I'm like, man, who we got? You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Because it
class
was
of
other.
'06 was definitely open. If you put your mind to it, you could have went to the league in '06 for sure.
Yeah, nah, it was some hitters in there. Like obviously the names, a lot of those guys made it to the league. But when you think about how we talk about California as like a mecca or a
Dominating
pro,
06, it was definitely, it went
like
that.
it was very thin. Like, it took to like 08, you know what
Because
I'm
B. Jenner was
saying?
'07, right?
Like
Oh
oh
wait,
07,
he
they was
08.
like
He
oh
did
seven, oh
08.
eight,
He was
oh
08.
eight,
I'm
because
07.
DeRozan and
DeMar,
them.
James Harden, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
We got
exactly. Yep, those
those
guys.
dudes a little bit later, but you know what I'm saying? I was going through that list just looking, and I was like, you gotta keep scrolling. I seen you at 65. We gotta keep going to even get to like some decent names. I was like, all right, you know what I mean?
And Jerry,
But
who else was with you out of '06 from Wisconsin that kind of was representing as well?
Um,
On a national
Trevon,
level, like, we ain't
so
gotta mention no
Trevon,
look.
Trevon Hughes would have been probably the. We didn't have a
Mhm.
lot of from out of Wisconsin at that time either
Exactly,
on
exactly,
on the
exactly.
national stage.
Yeah, exactly. And then he's not even a Wisconsin native. He just played high
Uh,
school here.
New York kid, yeah, he just came and moved here for high school ball.
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
I mean, they got Go, KD, Brandon Wright, Spencer Halls,
Mm-hmm.
Thaddeus Young, Ty Lawson, Chase
Mm-hmm.
Budinger, Bill Walker, Wayne Ellington. These all league. Paul
Yeah,
Harris,
yeah,
Brooke
yeah,
Lopez,
Mike
yeah.
Conley,
yeah, Mike Conley,
Them
Darrell
is quick.
Arthur,
Them is quick stints in the league
Javaris. But I mean, at the end of the day,
Still
y'all can
lead.
really say, you really can say, like at the end of the day, '06, they all got their name. Most of them got their name called.
for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Big
Daquan
Spence,
Cook,
Big Spence
Gerald
from
Henderson
Seattle.
Jr., Sharon
Mm-hmm.
Collins, Damon
Mm-hmm.
Jones, Stanley Robinson, rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Six, yeah.
Earl Clark, Lance Thomas. I
Hmm.
mean, the list goes on. I
Earl
mean,
Clark was
y'all,
my favorite, man.
yeah.
Yeah, Earl
Yeah, I
Clark.
thought Earl Clark would have been a lot better, to be
Earl
honest
Clark
with
was
you.
my favorite, though.
Jerry, was Ellis Miles on the coaching staff when you was there?
No, we didn't have Ellis on staff.
Okay, okay. Ellis is from all around the way. He from my neighborhood, but he stayed in Louisville after he was done. So
Okay.
he coached. I guess he coached D'Angelo Russell and all them on the AAU scene. But
Yeah.
yeah, he's one of the rare guys that didn't come back to Compton. And I was
Yeah.
just like, I was just like, hey man, I've only been to Louisville once, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, I guess you can make a life there if you want to stay and you want to
Hey,
stick around.
So Jerry, you been knew about Churchill Downs and all that.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Churchill Downs. Yep, yep, yep.
Absolutely.
So, Jerry, while we're there in '06, tell us about senior year. What type of pressure did you put on yourself, and how was kind of like that call from Patino and letting you know that you were kind of getting recruited?
My recruitment was a little different. Like I had a couple schools, Wisconsin, because I'm from here, and then Wake Forest, and then Louisville. Those was my last three. And the way it went is like I wanted to play in an up tempo style like a Louisville. So my recruitment wasn't that difficult once I actually got the official offer, and we had spoke a few times. And Rick was like, "Yo, I really want you to come," and da da da. I went on a visit, and it was kind of over with because I knew the style of basketball I wanted to play in college. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that difficult of a decision, and like I said, I had committed to Wisconsin originally, and then once I officially got the offer from Rick, it was like I gotta take it. I gotta go play for him because that's just what I
Oh,
really
you
want
pulled a
to do.
Tyler Hero. You pulled a Tyler Hero, man. Committed
Yeah,
to Wisconsin and jumped Kentucky on
I
us.
did.
Okay.
I did the hero. I did the hero first. I really did. Committed and did and backed out on it and ended up going to the Bill.
Okay, okay,
How
okay.
was how important was like you mentioned, the finding a school that complemented your style? I watched many guys. Like I always tell guards from LA, don't go to North Carolina. If you from California, don't go to North Carolina. All of them they never have good seasons there. Like they
Really?
get they get stuck in the name and be like, yeah, ACC tough, dog. Like
Yeah.
you really gotta be like that. And if you ain't physical, you
That's
really
it.
gonna struggle. So,
I'm struggling.
like you mentioned, obviously you could have went to Wisconsin and stayed in the home state, but you chose, you found a system that that benefited you, and then also talk about your trust with Coach Pitino, because a lot of coaches lie.
Yeah, it's crazy. It was so basically like the up tempo style that coach played and the pressing and like everything like that. I think it really fit my style of player I was because that's how we played on the AAU circuit. You know what I'm saying? We played very fast, and it was Wisconsin at the time was a lot more slow down, lower possessions. That's just the way they wanted to play. They ran the swing, and it just didn't fit. Me as a player. And like you said, that's extremely important when you make your decision, man. You got to be able to jump in and be able to fit and see yourself actually in a role there and being able to play there. So that was a major part. And then as far as like just being honest, Rick was straightforward. He told me he didn't promise me anything, but he did tell me like there's a very high like likelihood you're gonna play right away as a true freshman. You know what I'm saying? Because physically, I think you're ready, and the way we play, even if you're not a starter, you're going to get big minutes just based off of your ability to be, physically ready as a freshman. He was very honest in that space, and I ended up starting, a couple games into the season.
So hey, when Chris C. Russ did your intro, you had 24 first day out.
I did, I did.
Man, man, I want to say this, like I don't know what year it was, but bro, I remember you came back home and hit the game winner.
That was my
We
freshman year.
That was freshman year too, right?
That was freshman year. Yep,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember you came back home. Was that at versus Marquette?
it was Marquette. Yep, first game back in Milwaukee.
Hey, that was tough. I ain't gonna lie, that was tough. I'm like, look,
What,
we been,
packed crowd, packed arena, tickets?
and it's in Marquette though, not Wisconsin. Like that's like right at home, nigga, like
Yeah,
right downtown.
he right in the mix.
I had
That's like
all my family and friends was at that game, so for it to go that way, it's still kind of surreal.
no, definitely. I remember that, bro. That
Yeah,
was like, oh
type
my
of
god.
games. Like, I mean, obviously you can go lead, you can have forego your career, but those are the legendary games because they got to see it with their own eyes versus TV. You get to feel all that, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that's something that somebody's still talking about to this day. You know what I mean?
for
Because
sure.
that motivates the players that play away from home to come back and put on for their city. You know what I mean? So it's always a cool experience.
No doubt. No doubt.
Was it bigger than playing in the Garden? I mean, because you guys won a few Big East titles at Louisville.
Was what the talking about that specific game?
Mm-hmm.
For me, it was kind of everything, man. Being a Milwaukee kid, really growing up in the city, and then being able to come back your first game and hit a game winner. I don't think I can
Yeah, that's
say
memorable.
too much to that.
Not to prolong the conversation or fast forward, but you got your call up to the Nets, right?
Yeah,
That I mean, obviously it's your dream to go play in the NBA, but like during this time, you know what I mean, getting your locker, seeing your jersey for the first time, you know, how you feel about your preparation. Am I actually gonna get in the game? And how do I even handle these? Like, you know what I mean? The assignment, I might be getting some dirt minutes, but I'm gonna just make the best of it. What was your approach, just the mentality of first of all getting a call, knowing where you're going, and then um were you like, I guess, in awe with whoever your teammate was at that time?
yeah. It was man. That whole time was just special, bro. I got the call um from Jersey, and I was Avery Johnson called me himself, and he told me like, look. I'm giving you this call specifically because I made my way up through the minor leagues myself. You know what I'm saying? Before I got my start, it was I was in the D League as well. And I got the call. We were playing in Orlando that first night against the Magic. Earl Clark was actually on that team, my college teammate, and Dwight Howard. We were playing against that group and Jameer Nelson. Like, it was all just surreal to me, man. Honestly, that whole plane ride. I just remember praying a ton, being super thankful for the opportunity, and then, obviously shedding tears because it's like you put your whole everything into to getting that moment, right? Everything you worked for your whole life is like to finally get that moment. It's like, damn, this shit is actually right here. Like what? Like damn, we at this spot now. Like how you going? Like you said, how you gonna approach it? So I got there. I got to Orlando. I ended up going to dinner with or was it lunch? I think it was because we didn't. I played the next night. That's what it was. I flew in the night before. I went to dinner with Avery. We talked, and he was just like, "I'm gonna actually give you some minutes." Darren is out with a strained calf. I was gonna back up Jordan Farmar. That's who I was gonna be in behind, and the whole experience, man. It was a dream come true, bro. Honestly, being able to actually work out, do the shoot around at the Amway down in Orlando, and then just that whole process was just like it was everything for me. Seeing my name in that jersey and that locker, it was a dream come true. Come true.
Yeah,
So
those are the situations like it's 1 in a million chances.
yeah,
Like it's people still waking up and going back to like they dream about that and they gotta wake up and get back to their normal life. Like I was dreaming, I want to go back. You literally got the chance to walk through the tunnel. You got a chance again. It's one of my favorite players, Darren Williams. You know what I mean? At that time to be the guy. Hey man, we need you. Come in, play these minutes for us real quick. And you got to defend Jameer Nelson. It's a difference. I was talking to my buddy Wilson Chandler about this. I was telling them that there's a real feel and then there's a crowd feel, right? Some
hmm
crowd feel different because you might be telling somebody in the crowd might call you like he ain't even that good. You might even you probably watched Jameer Nelson a few times, like dog eye,
yeah,
till you feel like how strong he is, how
man.
quick
What
he is,
lightning?
how getting around an NBA pick and roll and to create separation. And now it's almost like getting punched in the face because that first time down, it's like, I had my run-ins with John Wall and Russell Westbrook during the NBA lockout. That's the most I probably was getting the most NBA bump. At that time, you gotta ask LeBron, I wasn't missing too many shots. But
Nah, nah.
I knew how important that was. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, hey, just because you can make a shot don't mean you lead.
no.
Yeah, you
It's so
know what
much.
I'm saying?
It's
You
so
can
much
So
be in
that
shape,
going to
everything. You can be in
it.
shape,
like, and
everything.
I'm talking about like
That's real.
I'm legitimately pro level. Like I'm talking about G League teams are calling me to work out.
Yeah.
I just had mentally checked out. Like after I found out like it was one reason why I got waived. And I just I'm bitter with the game. I'm cool. I didn't even want to do it because at that time I felt like, hey, I could get a call up. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
Garden, rookie John Wall at the Hacks and Hawthorne, and I'm
Mm,
just like, this speed.
it's
I'm
different.
fast, but this speed
Different.
is 2 gears.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Russ playing 1 gear and he not stopping, and you holding your side because you like, nah, I thought I was in shape. I'm doing yoga, I'm lifting, I done
Energy.
cut out the food, but I ain't sleep for Russell Westbrook.
Yeah. That's real.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's real.
hey,
And the
Jerry, hey Jerry,
athleticism
hey Jerry,
too.
real quick, I got a question. So, this see Russ and Trey. I don't think y'all know. So Jerry come out the same high school. It's like Devin Harris and him.
Okay,
Okay.
Plucky. That we call Devin Plucky.
So, Jerry, is you and Devin on the wall in Nets jerseys?
On the wall.
Yeah, they do. They got your New Jersey Nets photo and Devin Harris New Jersey Nets photo on this wall at Tulsa East.
That gotta
I,
happen.
I don't think so. I don't think
You
so.
gotta go double check that. They might
I
have
gotta
that
happen.
up there. That might have that up there. Like I thought that was like a cool correlation that y'all both played for the Nets and then y'all both came out of Tulsa East and real good combo guard. So I just wanted to make that correlation though. If not, tell them they gotta get that done.
We got to get that. We probably got to get that done
Yeah,
for
yeah, they probably gotta get that done. I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be
sure.
cool.
No, absolutely, absolutely.
Do you still tap in with the old high school, or are you kind of just upward onward?
I get back in this past summer, Al Hansen got retired, so I went back and got to see everybody. I seen Dev at the ceremony. It was pretty cool. So I'm engaged with him.
And then I believe Al coaching at what Bradley right now, correct?
He's at Bradley. Yeah, we opened up with them actually on Saturday. In the
Oh, okay, okay. That's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a good one.
exhibition game, first one, and we retiring Kiefer Sykes jersey. So
Oh,
it's gonna be a
okay,
special
that's
night.
what's up. That's what's up, man. That's gonna be a good one. I ain't
I'm gonna
gonna lie, that's
tune
good.
in. That'd
That's
be
a good
fire.
hometown clash. I'm gonna watch that for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna tune
Yes,
in.
sir.
Y'all got any Milwaukee guys up there in Green Bay right now?
Not any no Milwaukee guys. We had the Sheldon Williams Dryden kid. He decided to go back to West Georgia.
Okay,
Got two offers to Milwaukee kids right now.
okay.
Hopefully we can get it done. So that's my market. I'm heavy in the Milwaukee area, man. Looking for players.
Mm-hmm.
Let's stop.
So when you hitting the recruiter field, what you looking for?
Toughness. That's the first thing. You can't play like anybody can shoot, anybody can do a lot of different things, but like when kids, when you get that first bump, how you gonna respond to it? That's what we're looking for, man. You got to be tough in the Horizon League, especially.
Yeah, no, that's definitely Horizon. Just got some respectable, gritty guards up in there for sure. Um, I always working on the McDonald's last 5 years. I was working with most of the McDonald's All Americans, and I had these conversations with most of the kids. I say, look, all y'all nice, but it hit reset as soon as you get to the next level.
Yep.
And then when you get to the next level, it reset. Like think about all the things you've done in your career, and then it just hit zero again when you got to the league. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody cared. Everybody was nice. Everybody was nice. And I just be always asking that question of like, how will you adjust? Some people get the ball in their hand, and some people just become, how do you become a star in your role? And like you mentioned, toughness is one of those unstated things. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you stepping out of charges? Are you, you know what I mean? Are you able to withstand the grind of being on the road and playing against these teams? You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a different type of approach that you gotta have, you know what I'm saying, mentality. And I don't think a lot of people are battle tested sometimes. So I respect that as the first thing that you look at, you know what I mean? And it gotta be some type of pride as an archetype of a Milwaukee guard, right? Because like when I first met, you know what I'm saying, Marlon and Brian Johnson and a couple other guys that played on my team on my JUCO in California, they were the example of a Milwaukee guard. I expected nothing less. You know what I'm saying? Like they really put on to a point of Brian gonna be a tough SOB on defense. He ain't gonna let you pass him. Marlon physical, strong, can finish. You know what I mean? But like a great slasher, but also can defend too. And anybody else that, if we were getting somebody from Milwaukee or if I met somebody from Milwaukee, that's what I expected. So if you quote unquote a mog or, you know what I'm saying? Are you know what I'm saying? Are you out there just, just looking weak, bro? Like I can't, I ain't fooling with you. Cause I'm gonna be like, hey, these my guys, this is what, y'all already kind of imposed the will of what Milwaukee basketball looks like. I would play quote unquote 21 or we play twos. I got all type of slashes on my arms. You know what I'm saying? But it was also to a point of like, if I call a foul, you know what I mean? I'll you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, niggas like that ain't no foul, knowing he fouled you on purpose.
Facts. You know what I mean?
What was that?
What was that place? What was that school? What was that
one?
recreational center I used to come to hoop at?
Boys and Girls Club, Sherman.
So I'll go up there, right? Now listen, I'm driving the Fisker, the Porsche. I get out, nobody will care. I hop out. I'm like, hey, I'm trying to hoop. They trying to just act like I'm sweet. They trying to treat me, right? Here you go.
No, you talking about Hope School where you had the little bump with okay. Hey, he talking about he had a little bump in with remember Byron Jordan?
Byron.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, like Black Clay was calling him Birdman because he was bald head, had a tattoo in his head. He was calling him Birdie too. He was calling him Birdie.
I don't talk trash, man. I just like to hoop wherever I can hoop, man. You know what I mean? I hooped in Philly, I hooped in Chicago, Milwaukee, whatever. Like if y'all gonna foul, you gonna foul. It's whatever. Check up, whatever. So,
but California more of a skill game. Like if you got skills, like
we finesse.
They might guard you, and if you're gonna shoot a fadeaway 18-footer, they're gonna be like, let's see if he make it.
Well, you gotta make it a couple times.
In Milwaukee,
but at that time, I'm getting fouled like kind of hard. So I'm thinking like I've played with Milwaukee guys before, but these are kind of like Jordan rules fouls. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I ain't come here to get roughed on. You know what I'm saying? And I had brought a couple guys with me to play too, and they was kind of pissing me off. But it was also like one of those things. But it just was kind of like a lack of respect until I earned respect in that situation. But it was, bruh, I didn't mean to get into it with him like that because that wasn't the case. But it just got way too physical. He wasn't playing basketball no more. It got beyond basketball.
No, it's just like I simply don't want you to score. There's not even not much thought to it.
Yeah, he was grabbing me up out the air. I'm literally doing the what y'all say bone. I was doing
Yeah.
the bone layups, bro. Like I'm slapping, you know what I mean?
No,
Whatever.
I can tell you right now, when I used to be in college hooping, like I'm gonna take the first two buckets. If you hit three straight, I'm fouling you for sure on the fourth. It don't even matter what you even trying to do. I'm just gonna foul you. Like
See,
it
we
ain't
just
even.
we just gonna cook, man. I ain't say nothing to you. I ain't got no words for you,
But
dog.
we learned that out in Cali though. It's like, wait a minute, they don't just foul for no reason here. They kind of respect and y'all coach respectably. Shout out Fresno City. Whatever. Defense had to call fouls.
Oh yeah.
They would regulate it like that. So I was like, oh
Yeah.
man, this is
we had
even better.
we
But
had we
it's
had
like,
we had a moral code because it become cowboy as hell if you don't call it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody can you
mm-hmm,
literally can hurt your teammate. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying?
mm-hmm,
So it was to a point of like, can you lock up without fouling somebody? You
mm-hmm.
know what I mean? And it got to that point, like you mentioned, you gotta have toughness. Like, bro, I took one season, I took 42 charges, bro. Like almost had a bruised sternum. You know what I mean? To that point, because that's what you know what I mean? If you don't take no charge, or if you wasn't power cleaning or doing this Olympic lifting and all that, you're not gonna play. Straight
Right,
up. You're just not
right.
playing. So
And, and,
I'm aligned with whatever you talk about, Jerry, for real.
and C. Russ, how do you want to describe the Seattle market of basketball? You know what I mean? Like, South End, Rainier Beach. Like, is it more
Also, see,
guys that
Russ, this is aging me, but I played against the Stewart twins.
Oh, okay,
There you
okay,
go.
okay.
There
Yeah.
you go. Yeah.
Yeah, they was
I
probably the most.
remember
I actually just tweeted about them the other day. I said they was the
Rainier
most
Beach. I remember.
Hmm.
athletic guards I've ever seen in my life. We was in
We got to
Snow
Rainier
get
Valley
them
Beach.
camp.
home. Yeah. So Seattle is more skill, more counter, more than anything. It's definitely more prison ball defense, Princeton offense.
Okay.
And what was it like out there in Seattle? Like, you played with Terrence Williams and all that, and how far did y'all go?
T. Will was a head case, man. You know what I'm saying? This to say the least. Jerry, what was your first impression of some of the guys when you got to Louisville? I mean, when you first met T. Will, was it kind of the same way out there? Because I mean, y'all been through some wars.
Yeah, T Will was T Will. That's kind of
That's the
what he
best.
was. He was who he was, and we won a lot of games together. I put it like that. We definitely figured it out, and when it came to basketball,
Where was you at when you got the news, man? That oh boy, I got into it with the NBA.
ah man, I don't even remember, bro. I don't even want to.
Yeah, you don't want to elaborate on that too much. We
Man,
don't want to elaborate on that
I
too
don't
much, though.
know,
But
just
man, you
each
ain't
his
got
own.
to. I'm all the way tied in. I'll talk about it, but we ain't got. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to go there. I'll answer for everybody on that one. But it's just hard seeing star players make decisions like that. Is that what kind of brought you to coaching? Kind of leading the next generation on the right direction.
Yeah, like coaching was always something I wanted to do when I was done playing. That's what I kind of envisioned I wanted to do. And once when I finally retired in 2023, it was like I wanted to take a year off and just rest, like mentally, and then try to figure out a way to dive back into it. And I think the college ranks would be the best for me because I just being able to relate to these kids and try to go back and give guys opportunities. It was something that I thought would have been great. It was something I really thought I could get into a role and do. And that was my thinking the whole time when I, going off into coaching.
Why Wisconsin, Green Bay?
Why Wisconsin Green Bay? Um, well, the Gottlieb family I'm very close with because I played for Bob. Remember I told you I played with Deion Thompson, so
Mm-hmm.
I was on that was for Bob Gottlieb, who was Doug's dad. And I played, 3 years for him. Would always go out to Cali, stay in Orange County with the family, and I knew him very well. So when he got that job, it was like, and it's right in my own backyard. You know what I'm saying? It just kind of made sense.
No brainer.
Made sense. I'm from Milwaukee. It's right up the road, hour and a half. Still get to see my daughters. So it was a lot of benefits to taking the Green Bay job.
and Trey, I remember Tessa from Fresno. I think she remember her dad maybe training Deion Thompson or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
That's a
I,
throwback name, but I possibly,
yeah, I think I
possibly.
remember her mentioning him to me like back in the day. Though I remember him playing at North Carolina. But yeah, Jerry, recruiting for you back home should be, they shouldn't be asking too many questions, man. They should be just listening. You know what I mean? Like I
Man, I
hope.
be I be trying to get these young cats the game, bro. I really do. I be wanting to tap in with them and
Yeah.
let them know everything you trying to go, bro. I've been through it, and that's that be my whole message. A lot of times
Yeah.
we get through to them, but I be trying for sure.
Do you run into a lot of know-it-alls, and do you feel like you have to oversell?
I'm not even gonna say know-it-alls, but they definitely just be like, they be just kids, like in their own space. And I'm guilty of it too. When I was in college, it was, I had OGs that was trying to give me game, and I'm just like, man, yeah, whatever, bro. Like I hear you. You don't be really trying to hear it though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And I wish, like I hate to say it now, but a lot of times these cats was right. You know what I'm saying? A lot of
And,
stuff I was doing back then is like, bro, you gotta lock in.
and I can tell you right now, Trey, that's one of my OGs in the basketball space when I was first coming to California, and he used to tell me a lot of stuff, and I used to be like, I might have listened to like 65% of it because
You know
you
what
know.
I'm saying?
But now that I'm older, it's like, man, I really should have jotted all that shit down because bro had went through a lot of, went through a lot of stuff, with Texas Southern, and he had basically went D1 out of high school and went back to JUCO and was just like all he had was game to give. You know what I mean? And I
So I
just
tore
wish
my
I'd have.
ACL.
Shout out to
I,
Mike
I
Marciel.
I tore my ACL, and they still won the championship. That was tough to watch.
You know,
Like, and I just had to be a good teammate. You know what I'm saying? Like to that point, and overall, like I just was like, me and my coach getting into it, but also I'm seeing young guys make the same path. They leaving their homes. They come into an unfamiliar territory. California ain't no punk, man, especially in JUCO. You go anywhere else, you get a scholarship. California, you're gonna get priced out. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna be taking a fast foot, you're gonna be taking loans that you don't really be knowing, taking classes just to get on the court. You ain't taking the right classes. And that was the main thing. Me just being an older player, I used to just be like, yo, man, look, I know you ain't trying to hear this, but these are classes you need to take, or hey, this is what I'm about to go. I'm about to go shoot 1,000 shots. Y'all want to go to the, shoot on the gun, or we about to go here and do this thing. I really wasn't kicking it like that. So
No, he used to tell me like I remember like he said he met me at 17, bro. I went to so my spring break, my senior year, I'm at Washington, and then my spring break, my mom sent me to California, and then I meet bro, and I'm thinking it's gonna be like a vacation, and then Black Trey was like, hey, you come with me today, but like we're not gonna do nothing fun. I'm gonna take you to all my core classes. Like
oh yeah,
I'm
he
gonna
sat in
take
my
you.
classes with me.
He like, man, you come sit in these core classes and you gonna really see what college is like. And I went and did it with him. I went and did it with him, bro, and just learned a lot though. So I be trying to pour that back into the youth too. It's like, don't get caught up in having fun. Don't get caught up in being cool, man. Put the ladies on hold. And then manage your money. Manage your finances. Try to, have a investment mindset as early as possible. That will help you way. Like by the time you hit 30, you ain't gonna have the energy to fuck off no more, man. Like you know what I mean? It's better to handle that
Be
shit in your
locked in
20s.
for
Hey
sure.
Jerry, I want to ask you about NIL, right?
Yeah.
If NIL was around, because I think about this a lot, and I don't even care about like we again. That's a lie. You need money to survive, but I don't want to say I don't care about money. But I think about AAU because I was getting paid in shoes. I wasn't getting paid yet. Like it wasn't even a thing to that point where you was like, okay, I'm getting chipped off. But like think about you going to Wisconsin or you going to Louisville and the bidding war starting with
Yeah.
the NIL, or how many jerseys you quote unquote sold in them 4 years.
Yeah.
Like I got a $200 check for being at Texas Southern, for being on the March Madness, right? $200 just because we was low D1. So I can only imagine the type of the support and the alumni, and y'all was winning conference championships, y'all going to the
Yeah.
tourneys all the time.
Mm-hmm.
What would things be like?
It's I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm super happy for the kids today because it's special that they get to, represent and be that for their families, now. But for me, like guys like myself, it's a tough conversation. It's a tough conversation because it's like we missed the ball on a lot of like life changing money,
Yeah,
right? Right. We would have been, you know, NIL wise in Louisville, they got one of the top, five budgets in the country.
yeah,
They can pretty much pay a guy whatever they want to pay him, and being a starter 4 years at Louisville, that would have put me in a market cap of like 1 to 1.5, 2 mil a year.
yeah, easy.
You know what I'm saying? And
So
that's
my
just like,
so my thing is now, if you got that,
Mhm.
Do you think you would have been ready for it?
Uh,
Because I always say that I'm too nice. So me personally being a millionaire, I would be broke because I don't know how to say no.
think
And
messed up, bro.
also I don't know, but no, I don't know about the financial literacy of me at 19 to 20 years old. Would have been capped up and just you know, doing all those things? Could you honestly say vouch for your younger self and say like you would have been financially responsible?
I'm gonna say yeah, only because my pops, like, he wouldn't
Okay.
have really.
Okay.
The way pops was, he wasn't really going to be just outside like that. He just wasn't. That wasn't what it was. You know what I'm saying? I would have been able to do some stuff and enjoy myself
But what
somewhere,
if you
but
kicking off the bills back home? Like, hey, pops, chill out. Here, I got you.
yeah, chill out. But you need to chill out on
All
this side
right, all
too.
right. I
Like,
like that answer. I
that's
like
just
that
kind of
answer.
how he was, and that's, I thank him now. It was tough when I was in high school. I used to be kind of upset about it, but like, I look back on it, and I appreciate him a lot because he kept me out of the streets. He kept me out of a lot of the goofy shit that be going on. You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
kids be
Facts,
caught up into. I just didn't. I never had that choice because he just probably wasn't going for it.
facts, facts,
You know what I
facts.
mean? He just wasn't going.
No, definitely, definitely, definitely. I can attest to that, man.
You feel
Definitely
me?
coming
Like,
from
he
it.
done like.
No, I already know. I would speak. If I wouldn't just speak on you, I would speak on Latrell Smith, DG. Like, y'all niggas definitely had that whole solid basis. He'd have been fine. He probably would have bought some houses or something. He'd have bought a gym or
Yeah,
something.
I would have been
They would have
solid.
been more so on that. Like, if you look at this, that's kind of like the high school he went to and that type of environment. Though he definitely would have been. He'd have bought some, maybe a hotel or something, or a couple houses. It would have been something along that nature. But
Yep.
as far as just running around having fun, that wasn't gonna be it. That
It
wasn't gonna
wasn't,
be the case.
couldn't do it. I couldn't
Yeah.
do it. Pops didn't even let me party. Like, in high school, I wasn't even going to my first parties till I got to college.
Mm.
Mm.
It wasn't none of that. Ain't nobody see me at no party. I was in the gym.
We catch bro at that YMCA, man,
That was the only place you.
124.
I'm either at Lincoln Park or you gonna see me at the Y. That's
Yeah,
it.
Lincoln Park. Yeah, Lincoln Park too. Shout out Lincoln Park, man. Shout out Warning League. Yeah,
Warden.
man.
Yep.
Yeah,
Bailu.
yeah. Yeah, shout out Bailu, RIP Bailu. Hey, look,
R.I.P.
hey Jerry,
Bailu.
Rest in
He
peace,
know,
Bay
he
Lou.
know,
I
he
met
know,
Bailu. I
he
met
know.
Bailu for real. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is,
rest
is
in
Yeah,
that
peace,
is that
Bay
that
Lou.
gym I played in the celebrity game?
possibly. I want to say, was that the King Center?
I, I
Yeah, I
don't
think the
know.
King Center was like one of
Yeah.
the first gyms y'all went to. Yeah, I think that.
Okay.
I don't think I was in town for that though. But yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
SD, was
man.
that SDC League?
Yeah, it was it was
Yeah,
it
I
was
think
it was
so.
something they came to, bro, and they had B Jennings come feature, and then like he played in yeah, yeah, yeah. But I think I want to say that was at the King Center though. But yeah, he know Bailu. We was preaching Bailu name way in California, bro, just because of the influence he had on the inner
Yeah,
city
man. And
community.
one Bailu.
And between me and you, I'm gonna tell you that, Jerry, we got that shit from Al Henson. It was like a warning game. Like he said, niggas fouling, they fouling, and then Al kind of and he hit the jumper. Nigga fouled on the elbow, and then he like, "That's L one, Bailu." And bro, we just always quoted that. I don't even think Al even know that. Like he don't even know that. But like that shit went way to California where Black Trader used to say this shit in games. Like,
I used to
like,
say in the games. Like,
like,
yeah, one Bailu. They
but we
like,
actually got that shit from Al. I ain't gonna lie.
yeah,
Like
That's funny
warning.
as hell.
Cause Al played 20th Street. So Big Steve, my cousin. So I played on the
Okay.
younger 20th Street. Like so and then I ended up going over to Green Bay with Ward later though. But I remember when you 20th Street too?
Yeah, I was with 20. I was with Steve all the
Yeah.
time.
Exactly, exactly. So yeah.
I was always with Big Steve.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Steve, I was my big cousin, so I just watched the game. I started off with 20th. You know what I mean? The whole nine. It's just Ward, man. Ward just he ended up being my coach, so I started playing with Green Bay though. But we had got that shit from bro. I ain't gonna even lie to you. And one Baylou, and we was coining that shit way out in Fresno, just because it
That's
was just
crazy.
like I don't even think I'll know that like to this day. But Black Straight
You
though.
gonna have to tell him that. He
Yeah, I'm
appreciate
gonna tell
that.
him one day. I'm gonna let
You
Trey
gotta
tell him.
tell him
Like,
that
yeah.
for
Nah,
sure.
we pushed it way further than what it was supposed to. Cause
yeah, it
all,
was like.
eh, like I had
That's
it.
funny as
But
Marcus
that's because
Williams was
that
saying
nigga
that in the
smart
he
though. We used to
was
like me,
saying that in
Marlon,
the NBA.
like me, Marlon, Troy, and Brian used to say it amongst ourselves. Like, damn, nigga, that's N one, baby. Look, like you see how N one D, and then it just translated, like just like some Jap shit go, like But
I was
it was,
honorary Milwaukee for a little bit, man.
no, it was great times, bro. That was great times though. But me and C Russ went JUCO in California. That's how I met all the Seattle guys and shit though. So we got a lot of respect for Seattle.
Yeah, a lot of respect for that Cali JUCO grind too. It gets hot out there in that sun, and like bro was talking about, man, it's all financial aid. Ain't no housing, ain't no scholarships. You just got to get it out the mud.
110 community
But you
colleges.
trading it for lifestyle, good weather, and opportunity. Like
Hey,
like a like a kid like myself, Jerry. I ended up in Silicon Valley, Cupertino, same school Steve Jobs went to. You know what I mean? So I learned more off just socialism and the environment I am, and like I told Black Trey, we just ran into a good friend of ours, that coach Taj Reeves and them at Bosco, Marcus Williams. I just ran into him in Vegas, and I was telling Black Trey like that was my
From
first
you,
time seeing young black niggas with money.
Marcus
I
Williams
didn't.
Mm.
from UConn. He told me,
Yeah. It will. That's my
okay.
first. Everybody get caught up on the no disrespect. Everybody think Brandon Jennings, because he came to the Bucks, but and Will was my first introduction to what the NBA lifestyle looked like. You know what I mean? And like I couldn't. I was like Black Trey, like that's his place. Like who he stay with? He like no. I'm like it's him by himself. Like nigga on a sidekick with 80 pair of shoes in this room, and I got to see Steven Jackson live. I seen Steven Jackson when he was actually the captain of the Warriors. And then I actually got to see Anthony Morrow rookie year, like him really grind. Like I'm talking about nigga, me and Black Trey with Anthony Morrow out late night doing stuff we shouldn't be doing, and then me and Black Trey in class the next morning, and he having great games, and it was just crazy, bro. So California, you get experiences that you wouldn't get by being in like a Jayhawk conference in Kansas, or an Iowa conference, or playing or Chipotle in Florida. I wouldn't know what that'd be like though, but California definitely gave us like life experiences to where like use your brain, bro. Like what I mean. It's a lot to be
Yeah,
attained out here, and also, don't be afraid to open your mouth and speak your mind, because that's where Sean Parker and all them guys was killing it. It went to I got to Arizona and realized like where we went to school at, and like shit, nigga, Facebook was being invented, Instagram was being invented, all at that very moment.
hmm
Being in Green Bay, is that like somewhat of a hard sell to some recruits? Or are you guys kind of mainly going through the portal for guys that are just kind of hungry? How is it trying to getting guys to Green Bay?
um, it's not that tough, man. I think obviously the weather. When you get guys from like West Coast that's used to warmer weather, that's the
Mm-hmm.
first thing they ask. But man, it's pay for play now, man. These kids not, the weather don't. It'd be just another conversation. It
Mm-hmm.
really don't be that hard. That's the biggest difference now because of the NIL space. It becomes, hey man, what can y'all? How much can y'all pay? Okay, now we in the ballpark. What is looking like? What's my role? What's this? It's a whole different conversation now as far as the recruitment side.
And Trey, do you feel like Ed O'Bannon kicked that off?
kick what off the payment for.
Yeah, just guys
Yeah,
getting paid.
absolutely,
Like,
absolutely. I don't want to say solely him, but I will say shouts to O'Bannon's in general, just because um they had the right mission. Obviously, they had to get the support and the actual constituents to get to even go up against the NCAA. It just kind of was
mhm.
unheard of at that time, and
Right.
how much the 1995 UCLA Bruins would have made. You know what I'm saying?
Oof,
Like they were like that's my
man.
favorite college basketball team of all time. I got the O'Bannons is my neighbors, so it's like it's a different kind of thing. I watched Charles and Ed go to Artesia, but also to a point of like, oh y'all about to win this national title. Tyus Edney went to Poly down the street. Like these are local people
He
that
went
was
to Cal
actually
Poly. He went to Cal Poly.
he went to Long Beach Poly.
Okay, Long Beach Poly.
Yeah, he
Okay.
went to Long Beach Poly. But like you looking at that, like, dang, they won this, and like like, you know what I mean? It's a magical run. But for him to go up like and think of a bigger mission of like, all right, man, I'm just thinking about the next generation, not even any of his kids and nothing like that. He's just thinking about athletes moving that shit forward. And that's just such a gutsy move, because he could have lost and everybody would have just ridiculed him. And even still, nobody's like, it didn't like he walked away with bread. You know what I'm saying? It was really the greater good of just like standing up for athletes. You know what I'm saying? And
hmm
I just
hmm
commend him in general. But like,
Is
it
that
wasn't
who?
like, what you say?
Is that who pushed it forward? Really, the
Yeah,
O'Bannons was
yeah,
one of the first people to push it.
he's the first person to go up against NCAA, and
Mm.
he won. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So like that was the thing, because the video games was benefiting off of that. That's why we had all those games, and they like, yo, y'all selling millions of copies, and we not getting no residuals.
It's
You know
hmm
what I'm
crazy.
saying? Like March Madness was a number one seller for years. For
Mhm.
years. That's why EA had to stop, because at the end of the day, they were just like, all right, y'all doing way too much. Y'all doing way too much. I think it got up to like 2006 or 2005. I think Emeka Okafor was on the cover. But after that, like, yeah, they phased out because they just, it wasn't gonna happen. And now they're trying to bring it back. They got like a year and a half before they bring it back. And that's gonna be a different conversation because you got ad placements in there. So yeah, it's just different, man. But shout out to the O'Bannons, man, for going up against the machine.
Man, for real. I did
Big
not know
plans
that.
for Wisconsin Green Bay this year.
What's that?
Big plans for Green Bay this year.
Um, Definitely. We are a lot better this year. I think in a lot of different areas. That's the main thing is just win more games than we did last year. That's our main focus right now. We got a very tough schedule. We open up at Kansas. Um,
Oh,
we in the Paradise Jam. We play Yale first, and it's gonna be a tough. It's gonna be tough, but I think we got a lot of guys that are
They got
just
some
better
dogs out there.
overall. Better, yeah. Overall, better players, better competitors. So I'm excited for it. I really
how
am.
many transfers?
We got 9 new guys total.
Wow, no way.
9 new guys. That's the way college is now, man.
No way. You got
Hey,
9 new guys, bro.
Jerry, who was the guy last year? Y'all had a kid last year. I think he
Uh,
might have had like 2, 3, 40 balls and then checked out on y'all.
No.
nah, he didn't take Anthony Roy. He broke his foot.
Okay, but he had to start off like 38, 36, 40, something like that, didn't he?
Yeah, he was leading the country in scoring.
Yeah, yeah, he was going crazy. I
He
was
was
like,
leading the
man, I was
country in
trying to check
scoring.
him out. I thought he might have transferred, jumped in the portal early or anything. I didn't know
Nah,
what happened.
Stepping the
he
program.
broke his
Crazy.
foot, but he ended up signing at Oklahoma State, man.
Okay,
That's
okay,
you know,
okay. Yeah, I do remember him starting off great.
yeah.
How do you feel about that, Jerry? I mean, getting into the coaching game when you got into it, cutting for the cloth that you're cut from, which I'm assuming is loyalty. I mean, is there any more in the game, or is it just getting where you fit in?
As far as what do you mean?
As far as like recruitment and I guess the player coach relationship.
For me, I like to just be honest with our guys, man. I'd be very honest and just vocal on what my experiences were, and that's kind of how I relate to them. And then any way I can kind of help them out, you know what I'm saying? I do player development, so like I'm in the gym with them nonstop, trying to find ways to get them better, and that's kind of the way I build my relationships with them.
How was you guys already done with your guys' conditioning, or are you guys still in the middle of it?
No, we done with the conditioning side. Now we full fledged practice now, and like I said, our first exhibition game is Saturday, so. Once that comes, it's just gonna be starting to prepare for games and just full fledged in season.
Is the
Yeah.
ramp up like something like 2 a days, or is it like track, or is it something like
Nah, it's 2 a days. Just putting everything in now. Defense, offense, under OBs, everything you want to work on over the course of a season. That's the space we're in right now. Yeah,
Okay, but y'all got any West Coast games?
West Coast. No, last year we played at Santa Barbara,
Mm-hmm.
and they actually come. We did a 1+1, so they come here this year.
Okay.
December 17th, Santa Barbara comes here, and I think next year we go back. So we don't have anything on the West Coast this coming season.
was
Um,
that transition hard getting into coaching, coming to be a player? I mean, like actually putting the ball down and being like, all right, I'm done, or is it something like you're satisfied?
I think I would say I'm still satisfied just being around the game every day. I love that aspect, but it is hard once because you played so long. You know what I mean? So like to actually not be playing and get used to being on the other side of it, it's a transition period for sure. I had days last year, especially where I was just like, man, it was kind of killing me. Wanted to mix it up, and I would still jump in practice here and there from time to
You want
time.
to get into runs?
Yeah, you want to jump in and mix it up, man. Naturally, it's just after when you do it so long, it's something you just want to do. And now I'm in a space now that I'm in, my second year. Those urges aren't as frequent. I'm just more so just trying to focus on getting these guys better. The best I can.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. No, that makes a lot of sense. I like that. I would do the same thing. You know, jump in every now and then, but you know, sometimes you gotta let the youngsters have it, man.
Exactly. Exactly.
No, for real, but yeah, I feel like we keep on going, but man, we don't want to take up too much of your time, Jerry, tonight, man. We appreciate you jumping on with us, bro, and
No
giving us
doubt. I got
information.
one last question for y'all. And I just want everybody's kind of opinion on it. How do you guys feel about kids with trainers in today's space? What's your ideas on
I'm
I'll
not a
go first.
fan.
Let me go first.
I'll go
They're
ahead.
getting ripped off. They're ripping
that?
off single parents. Some guys is charging 100 an hour. But if you got the right trainer and you part of a good group, like that kind of makes sense. But at the same time, I figure out like just teach your kid drills and then put the work in yourself. I don't see the point. I think trainers are overpaid.
Yeah. What
I'll
do
go.
you?
I'll go. I'm a trainer, Jerry, but I'm from the town, right? I went to Rainier Beach, but like I see some pretty good basketball. But being here in Texas, if you think about Texas just ever, they always have an All American game,
Yeah.
right? And when I came to Texas, cats got trainers. And so, does every kid need a trainer? No. But if your kid got potential and is a dog, and they have somebody giving them some guidance and that can rebound for them twice a week for about an hour and a half,
Yeah.
I believe they're going to have more edge than the next kid. But and then you're talking to a guy. I've talked to plenty of people that come on this show, and they've trained, you know, kids overseas and kids that don't look like necessarily look like us, and those kids are starting to surpass us skill wise, and now we're starting to get left behind. So I think training and having a teacher, you know, definitely matters for sure.
I'll close it out, man. Uh, I didn't get a trainer until like late in my career. I'm kind of off it, man. And it don't even have to be for like the skill level. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to see Russ, he's training kids. But I look at it, if the trainer not locked in film session wise, having a kid work on stuff that just ain't game situated. Like, I see kids just, they got a
Yeah.
bag, but they can't use it in the game because they don't know how
Oh
to,
my God.
or they not
Yes.
in a situation to be set up for
Yes.
success. So like I'm
Yes.
kind of anti that because we've lost fundamentals is lost from the game now, right? I watch an NBA game and I'm like, yo, they're totally relying on athleticism and skill.
That's
But
dangerous.
a lot of real game, like no disrespect to the game, because it is still a difficult game. I don't want people listening to this thinking that the basketball game is easy, but the game is easier to play now because we have one player doing all the same thing. So 1 through 5, everybody's shooting a three. 1 through 5, everybody's going between the legs. Like we need to bring back a role and responsibility because at the end of the day, like an enforcer, a rebounder, a floor general, like these things, if a point guard's taking 15, 20 shots, that's cool and all that you're the best scorer, but like, who did you get? You know what I mean? Like, get better in that situation. Okay, 3-point shooters. If you shooting under 31%, why are you taking threes? But you still taking threes. So I think it's just a frustrating time in sports. So I can only imagine you um trying to recruit kids or a parent trying to oversell their kid because they have a trainer, but the
Yeah.
trainer is not solely invested in the true development of the long term of the kid because it's
Man.
only going to take them so far. If I
Yep.
look and I go to a gym and they're not hooping or they're not applying it to certain things, they're going to be playing like a robot, or they're going to be very culture shocked when that move that they worked on with the trainer does not translate to a game like situation.
100%.
My slogan
100%.
is master the fundamentals, right? And if you master the fundamentals, I think all that other stuff will come. And so I feel like there don't need to be no new school trainers. I feel like all the old school guys like yourself coaching that's kind of cut from, you know, the old school guys from the 50s and 60s, you know, the old school teachings. We kind of just need to remain in these roles, and new school guys kind of the croc wearing kids and you kind of remain where they're at.
I will say this: basketball is now a country club game. It's a big business. AAU training, whatever it is, everybody got a hand
Mhm.
in something. Somebody gonna touch a little bit of money, so it's kind of
Yep.
hard to just say and strip it away and say, "Hey, stop." or take them out of this because it's too muddied up at this point, right? You got a trainer that's a 7-year-old getting a training, right? And the one thing that I heard from Craig Hodges said you only get a certain amount of games in a jersey and people in the stands, right? If you playing 80 games AAU, right? You playing 30 games high school, you finally make it to college, you pay your 30 games plus. Then you get to the league, you playing whatever 65 to 82. It's so much, you know what I'm saying, where you either spent, burnt, and then the development of overcoaching, right? Somebody gonna come and tell you a kid that you recruited, that you spent time doing skill work with, Jerry. He go home and the dad like, nah, let's break this habit and let's go do this.
Yeah.
What are we doing? What are we
Yeah.
doing, bruh?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
like you in the way. Like
But
if
I
I
got
feel
an
like
opinion on. Go ahead, Jerry.
for me, I feel like it's just like our era of basketball. We grew up just playing, right? And I feel like you can't skip steps.
Mhm.
Like there's no reason for third grade to fifth, sixth, seventh
I
graders
will say
doing
this though, a lot
NBA
of
to
old
NBA
heads not
style
playing.
workouts. You
A
know what I'm
lot of
saying?
a lot of our age group not playing no more.
That's true too. Where
You get
guys
what I'm
just can't
saying?
go.
Because you
Yeah,
could
That
because
go
we
you
back
would
could
to
go
eat
Lincoln
play up.
Park,
We would
Jerry.
go
That
play
go
up
back
with
to
the old
Lincoln Park.
heads.
All the
hey,
vets
because you
used to
could
play at
easily
Lincoln.
beat up on me at 6. You could be the coldest 16-year-old, and I'm like 31, and you
Yeah,
dragging me, and that's where you could like determine, hey, I got game. Versus now,
that's true.
we ain't hooping no more. We kind of sitting down.
Yeah.
Or somebody done reverted to training, or they just out the way. You know what I'm saying? Because it's to that point now where a kid can't really test their skills. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
So
But I would.
you saying it's a lack of just open gyms in general.
I just think that the idea of quote unquote development, right? There's the love of the game is even lessening. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for
Like
sure.
if I
they loving
ask
the
you,
shoes. They loving the shoes and the cap and the sleeves and all that more than
if
the
I
game
if
now.
I asked any
For
of y'all,
sure.
would y'all play this game for free? You're at the age enough to say, "Hey, I love this." Like you literally don't have to play basketball no more, Jerry. But you would low key, it's calling you.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, shoot me one time. You get what I'm saying? Versus I ask somebody, hey, yo, you want to hoop? Nah, bro, I'm good. I just came here to shoot around, or I'm about to work out with my trainer. You literally have to beg somebody to hoop. The kids don't hoop.
Crazy.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
crazy.
So when you get to a point where you expecting to recruit a kid that don't love basketball, you expected to draft a kid that don't love basketball, like that's a problem because they're
It's
going to
crazy.
get in trouble with all the outside stuff because you don't genuinely love it.
You don't.
Like
Yeah.
But
Like we loved it, like to a point of like, I know I ain't going to the NBA, but I still want to play.
but we have to praise our like I heard y'all one of y'all say the fundamentals ain't what it used to be though. But Halliburton not fundamental, Jalen Brunson not fundamental. But if you ask any of these kids, they gonna say their favorite player, John Morant. You know what I mean? So we kind of gotta praise the guys that play the game the right way though, and that is very being successful at it.
They get talked about, but it's just non-traditional. Every
Mm-hmm.
point guard shoots now. Every point guard. It
Mm-hmm.
was a reverse. Like I said, Jerry, when you was coming, you was the 2-1-2, right?
Yeah.
Combo, right? So
Combo.
at that, I think 06, it was still Chris Paul era. Like,
Yep.
can you pass? Then 09 hit. Like, going into your junior, senior year, they like, hey, you gotta shoot a little bit more. And I even got tied into that identity crisis, especially trying to go pro of dang, bro, I was top 3 in the nation in assists to turnover ratio. 9-1. 9-1 turnover assist to turnover ratio. And it got to a point like, hey, he can't shoot because I ran the offense and I was a coach style player because now guards were coming in taking 15 to 17 shots a night. And I
Mm-hmm.
just didn't know how to flip a switch because I've been running offenses so much. So even now, the floor general is the backup, the Ish Smith type. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
No, for
The
real.
you know what I'm
He
saying?
ain't
And
the
now
star no more.
the
Yeah.
gunner is the starter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you
Yep.
can't score, you play overseas. If you can't score as the American, they sending you back.
Can't
They
even.
don't care
It don't
if you
even
got
matter.
high, because we got guys that can feel like that can pass you the ball. We brought you here to shoot.
Got to score. Yep.
So You know, that's what we market. That's how it's played. And you know, some of the kids that truly get taught the right way, they gonna benefit from it. And not saying that you can't benefit from having a trainer and all this other stuff. You can make it, but I think the longevity part is when you get hit with that hard pill to swallow. Where, all right, hey, bro, you're not starting no more. Hey, bro, like you gotta find it in these minutes, these 7 minutes that you get in these 12 minutes. That's NBA life because you know, I got some homies, year 11, training camp invite. But you started the first 6 years of your career. So now this is that transition. You're not Bron and you're not KD. Those are two dudes that have even AI had to consider coming off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And he rather retired. Didn't do that.
that's true. Yeah.
No, man. Basketball is definitely changing, man. There's a lot of talent out there, though. But I just feel like ESPN and everybody else that's around the game, like Trey, even guys like you that's in the content space, we just gotta praise the guys that play the game the right way a little bit more. You know what I mean? Because
Hey,
I
bro, I'm talking about the J Huffs of the world. I'm talking about the DeLon Wrights of the world.
yeah,
You know what I'm
Delon Wright.
saying? I mean, I could go down the list of the line. I mean, even when I watch college, like, I mean, I'm watching, the Tyler Koleks of the, you know what I mean? Like, guys that I'm watching, like, they ain't got sexy games, but they know how to play the game. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
is the NBA scout looking for that? That's the thing. Most of them dudes is going to Europe.
Yeah,
They ain't getting no look. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Not a real one. Yeah.
Jared can say, yo, I got a guy at 4 years there, bro. He low key league, but he probably not gonna get a look.
yeah,
And he was a
yeah,
dog for us. He averaged 17 and 6. He did
yeah,
everything I told him to do. He showed up and did all this thing. And unfortunately, he not gonna get his name called.
Yep.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's a big business, man. It's a big business. Two and out. If you're not a phenom
Oh
or
yeah, for
your
sure.
age thing, you know what I'm saying?
It's
You can't
quick.
be no 26-year-old rookie. You can't be no 24-year-old rookie. That's why guys is pulling the higher learning, the 9 years in college. Because they
Mm-hmm.
making millions.
Yeah, that's sick. That's sick right now. And then I heard, oh, real quick before everybody go, they letting G League guys go back to college or something like that.
I just saw that. That's
Yeah, they
Yeah.
crazy.
let you could go grab like he went to the G League out of high school and
Yeah,
didn't
I'm
work
done with
That's
out.
basketball.
crazy.
Yeah, I'm done with basketball.
That's
No,
I'm
crazy.
done.
no. We got one more for Jerry. No, we got one more for Jerry
I'm
for you
done with
sneak out of
basketball.
here. Hey, don't sneak out of here on us, man. Y'all got the boy from San Diego, was in the army.
Yeah.
How you doing out there?
He doing well. He doing
He doing
actually doing
well?
very well. Yeah.
Oh, the
Yeah,
kid
yeah.
Ramel Bethea is his name.
Ramel Bethea, yeah. Great kid. Man, he's a huge threat on the defensive end.
He got
That's been his
size and
biggest
everything. He
thing.
was in the Navy, I want to say.
Yeah, he's 6'9" with a 7'4" wingspan.
Okay, okay. I used to play on that Navy base out there. All honesty, there's some good runs out there. And then play against Palomar that area and stuff like that though. But yeah, I'm not mad at it though. But I just know that definitely made headlines. I'm like, and then see Russ wanted to ask about that too.
Yeah, we got to bring him on next time, Jerry. We got to get you back
Yeah,
on.
yeah. He wanted to get him on. He wanted to get him on. Schedule a
That's no
time.
problem. I'll definitely tell him. It wouldn't be a problem. We can get him on.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
End of the year, towards March Madness. You know what I'm saying? See how y'all doing. Check back in with you.
Yeah, just let me know. We can definitely figure it out.
Yes, sir. Well, man, Jerry, appreciate you, man. Black Trey, first time, not the last time, my boy. Much
Yeah,
love,
man.
huh?
It
For
was good
sure.
talking hoop with y'all,
Peace,
man.
fellas.
yeah. I
Word,
appreciate y'all
word.
time, family. We gonna edit everything, and then y'all see it roll out, man. We'll probably send some previews. Just make sure everything get cleared on y'all end.
Okay. That'll
Got it.
work.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And man,
All
stay
right,
out the
fellas.
streets, stay in the gym, and we'll tap in with y'all boys, man.
All
All
right.
right, fellas.
All right,
All right.
fellas.